The Women in Water project brings together young female social entrepreneurs and activists from Central Asia and South Asia to discuss their experiences and share innovative solutions for community-level water management.
So this isn't just about, gender equality or doing the right thing. We need the people who use the system on a daily basis, who have the best understanding, to be involved in leadership decisions on the management, distribution, construction, maintenance of water.
I think women can play a very important role in water and sanitation because the need starts from the women.
Women are staying at home with their children. They do 24 hours homeworks, washing, cooking, this kind of works. So they are facing and they are with water 24 hours.
इसलिए हमको लगा कि महिलाओं के साथ काम करना बहुत जरूरी है, जिससे कि उनका अगर इस समय को बचा पाए हम पानी के साथ काम करके, शायद वो अपने लिए कुछ समय निकाल पाए, अपने शरीर का ध्यान दे पाए, अपने बच्चों को ठीक से देख पाए. तो इसलिए मेरे को लगता है कि ये काम बहुत महत्वपूर्ण काम है हम लोगों के लिए.
The project fosters people-to-people relations and a south-to-south transfer of knowledge in order to enhance the capacity of water resource management. They meet and discuss their work on Google Hangout and Skype. Each group received a small video camera to record their water management issues and their best practices. It uses video-based communication to overcome language and literacy barriers. About 40% of rural Kyrgyzstan still gets water directly from ditches, rivers, canals, and springs because of poor access to plumbing facilities. A large number of schools lack proper sanitation facilities, putting children at high risk for contracting communicable diseases. In Tajikistan, over half of the rural population gets water from springs, wells, irrigation ditches, and canals. This water is contaminated by animals, human sewage, and agricultural runoff and pesticides. Because of the poor quality of these water sources, there are frequent outbreaks of typhoid and other waterborne diseases. Access to functioning sanitation facilities is even worse. Over half of the urban population and 90% of the rural population lack access.
This is showing a woman that brings water for her family. Let's see that from where she brings the water.
Now I'm in Kabul city, 7th district, Cayla village, and this is the garbage area where all the families, the people, they are putting their garbage over there, and this is the river.
she must knew about the importance of water. If the women realize, she can play a very important role in this water sanitation and wasting of water, and she must know about how to use it wisely. We have a very extensive network of irrigation canals. We utilize our water mostly for our irrigation purpose. Water loss is due to the mismanaging these canals.
गांव में मैक्सिमम डेथ होता है बिकॉज ऑफ द डायरिया, बिकॉज ऑफ द jaundice, because of tuberculosis, most of the diseases like that, malaria. Then we thought that we should address the water and sanitation program. हम लोगों ने एजुकेशन को पहले एड्रेस किया क्योंकि सोचा कि बिना एजुकेशन में कुछ नहीं होगा। शौचालय होता है उसकी कमी बहुत ज़्यादा है अभी, और पानी की काफ़ी दिक्कत है। गर्मियों के सीज़न में लोग 8-8, 10-10 किलोमीटर जाते हैं और देखें कि महीने में कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि नहाने के लिए पानी नहीं मिलता है।
The group met for the first time in person in Bishkek and participated in a series of workshops.
Social and political challenges, but especially the challenges women face to make the projects implemented, to make it happen. They have to deal with the government authorities at multiple levels, at the local, the district, the state.
Focusing on women's rights and the challenges of women's rights and water security.
Women face inequalities and we face, I can say, discrimination. We can hear more about some success stories from Afghanistan because some of the issues that you raised are actually they're very similar to Tajikistan, especially the issue of girls drop out from education because they have to stay at home and look after their siblings and carry water from long distance, etc.
When you ask a woman in Afghanistan that are you working, she says no. Actually, she do all the things at home.
Please come and take the decisions. They are not coming to take the decision. But you ask something, okay, tell us where you want your toilet has to be. They are telling. In that way, through any program, slowly their involvement is increasing. In terms of they do not know whether they are taking decision or not. But after the completion of the project, you can see the women involvement is much higher than men.
The group visited several sites, including a school with a dry toilet system. Discussions focused on civic engagement, women's rights, resource management and rural development, and teaching WASH to communities.
We moved forward from discussing challenges to finding solutions and to try to improve situation at the very local level, and I think we should really now continue in this direction.
In Kyrgyzstan, some village schools have eco-sand waterless toilets. The toilets don't use water, are odorless, and the degraded waste can be used as fertilizer. These toilets drastically improved the quality of life for rural children. In rural Tajikistan, women and girls often cross very busy highways to fetch water, putting their lives in danger. By building an irrigation channel along the road, this problem was solved. And women are able to access water safely.
آب بخشنده حیات تمام موجودات زنده میباشه.
We have so many videos in Afghanistan orphan or videos after passing so many wars and fights in Afghanistan. So we are working with them and working with them in water projects, agriculture projects that it's like income generation projects, how they can make small projects and they get income from this kind of projects.
Now she's calling her neighbor to turn on the water pump to get the water. Yeah, she's going back to the roof and request for turn off the water pump. It's very dangerous for her to go up and down. I think she's very old also. She have to also pull the pipe back to their house because all the assets belongs to the pipe belongs to her neighbor. And, she came back and almost done with the water.
શહેરના ભીડનાકા વિસ્તારમાં આવેલ ઐતિહાસિક દેસરસર તળાવ જે તેના આસપાસ આવેલા કુવા અને બોરવેલને પૂરતું રિચાર્જ પૂરું પાડે છે. માધવરાય નગર વિસ્તાર વંચિત વિસ્તારની વિકેન્દ્રિત પીવાના પાણીની યોજના અમલીકૃત છે. 2001ના ભૂકંપ બાદ આ કુવાનો उपयोग બંધ થઈ ગયો હતો.
बार मीटिंग करा, बार इंडिविजुअल डिस्कशन हुआ, उसके बाद उनको कन्विंस किया, टॉयलेट एंड बाथरूम दोनों बनाया. टॉयलेट बाथरूम कंस्ट्रक्शन करने के बाद गवर्नमेंट का पैसा से हम लोगों ने वाटर सप्लाई किया है. पर घर के 3 टैप हम दिया है, एक तो टॉयलेट के लिए है और एक बाथरूम के लिए, एक किचन के लिए. तो तीनों टॉयलेट में आपको 24 आवर्स पानी मिलता है. सब सुख मिसे केन बेले बालू मिसा मिलितिला, केन बेले बाग मिसा मिलितिला.
आगरु आमे मार्केट रो केनी आनुथिलु पनी पर सेति किछि पनी पर अडग ज्ञान खाउ भेंडी कोलोरा सिंह आ बोरबटी ए सब हम गादेबे पानी.
ये जब कुछ गांव पर सक्सेस हो गया तो दूसरे कम्युनिटी जो है वो लोग भी आगे आए.
The women met for the second time in person in India. The group visited the Mahatma Gandhi Center of Sanitation, Cleanliness, and Community Health, walked through the nearby slum to see the living conditions of the people,
it's a very unique opportunity for us to welcome so many of you from so many different countries. And I must admit that I was especially happy to know that there were people coming from Afghanistan, from Pakistan. All of you have been active in your own countries, in various development sectors. And this program brings you all together to share knowledge, share experience. And therefore, we were very happy at this opportunity to share your experience, your knowledge. We have huge problems in water, in sanitation.
What India struggles with in some ways is to say, yes, we have poor people. How do you define who is a poor person? Is it based on, do you have money to buy enough food for a certain caloric intake? Especially in countries like India, any adjustment in definition can suddenly add 100 million people, just because of the scale of the population that we have.
That for every 15 members, there is one tap, right? That one tap costs them about 1200 rupees for 3 months. The other thing is the water is not clean consistently. The first half an hour to 45 minutes is often sewer water or gutter water. The line of water that comes in often is along with the sewer line, and they break and then they get contaminated. The water situation in the city, this is a live example of that. So now we are going to walk to the toilet that's not maintained by the community but by the municipal corporation. So you will be able to see the difference. Yeah? You'll be able to smell the difference. Chalo, let's walk. What you see here is an example of the disaster that happens across Bombay's toilets, public toilets. Converting toilets like this into toilets like the TPM model there through corporate social responsibility by facilities like having a caretaker, light, access to water. They're planning to do this with several other organizations that are working on sanitation.
Really going from the knowing to the doing is a huge part of WASH. And that addresses, I think, water, whether you're trying to get people to change their water handling habits or their conservation habits or using toilets or practicing hand washing and hand hygiene at the appropriate times. I think that's sort of a key piece of it. How do we do that?
And visited a public primary school to receive a first-hand look at a hygiene and hand washing program.
कैसे? तू विसर वजन करता? रोज करता? आता करणार? सुरू. दूसरी दोस्ती. चिनू मिनू. दूसरा चिनू मिनू. सांप. दूसरा सांप. मगर. दूसरी मगर. रेलगाड़ी झुक झुक झुक. दूसरी रेलगाड़ी झुक झुक झुक. घड्याळ. बांगडी. नमस्ते. घरात कोण आहे? आजी. आजी.
रेलगाड़ी झुक झुक झुक. दूसरी रेलगाड़ी झुक झुक झुक. घड्याळ. बांगडी. नमस्ते.
बाबा छान आहे तुमचं नातू. छान त्यांनी बांधलाय.
बिश्केक में गई थी तो वहाँ पे जो ड्राई टॉयलेट, मैं समझती हूँ कि हमारे यहाँ पे ये एक नया विचार है ड्राई टॉयलेट, फिर भी एक नया विचार है। और हमारे वहाँ पे कच्छ में कहीं 1-2 गाँव में ये ड्राई टॉयलेट का काम भी हुआ है, तो मुझे लगा कि नहीं वहाँ पे है, यहाँ पे भी हो सकता है। तो एक नया विचार है मेरे लिए, वो मुझे सीखने को मिला।
The main idea which I got from these conferences, how to make when you in some places which you don't have water, how you can find water, save water on that places.
You want to?
You are done. Hey.
Individual empowerment that's happening on the most interesting levels. You know, the woman from Orissa is seeing the field work in Panchkini for the first time, seeing some of the similarities and saying, hey, let me tell you about what I know. Because this is similar, or maybe you don't have the answer here. The woman from Pakistan, asked a question on the geology walk and says, let me tell you about how eucalyptus works, for example. So I think even these individual sort of pieces of empowerment that are happening for women who maybe have never gotten on a plane before or never left their country is, I think, as important as this overall goal of the conference of bringing together women to sort of network and exchange skills and take it back to their country.